You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could. Yeah, and times are changing everywhere. Do we dream and do we dare? It's up to you, the door is open wide. Feel the rhythm of today, learn the part and join the play. The world is here, let's take it for a ride. You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could. Larger, larger than, bigger, bigger than, living hopes and dreams. Every boy and girl, higher, higher than, brighter, brighter than, all you wanted and you know. You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Inland Championship. And yes, things do look a little bit different. We're at Big Boss Auto in our new studio. Greg is still in the UK, and you're going to hear a different Greg on the mic later doing all of our commentary. We're going to introduce you to some of the drivers from our various championships and catch up with Amtech, who proudly sponsored the last Midvaal race day. And last but not least, all the highlights from round 5 at Midvaal. Keegan, you've got an incredibly quick car underneath you. I think that Honda maybe borrowed the engine that Fernando Alonso was supposed to get. You got, I think, a best lap time of a 1:11.8 on the weekend.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that car. What's making it so fast?
Well, okay, biggest thing with that car is power. We've got wide tires on it, but the main thing on the straights I pull away from the guys because we managed to get some decent reliable power from the car. Brakes, big brakes. Yeah, that's the basics of the car. Yeah.
Cool. Where did your racing all begin?
I started racing in Trofeo, Alfa Romeo. I have a GTV as well that I race, and I started racing with Trofeo, and then I moved to 111, and then I bought the Honda, and then I raced that in 111 until it got too fast and I got kicked out, and then we brought it to MPC to see how far we can develop the car, basically.
Cool. And how's your season been going?
So far pretty good. We did a 2-hour endurance at Bekisa, and we had an issue where the turbo started falling apart basically, and we put it back together and we've managed to finish a race, and yeah, we've done quite well in the rest of the races as well. We're so far leading Class T overall, so yeah.
Elton, the youngest man here and the youngest man in the field, only 14 years old. Being the youngest guy in the field in Legends, what's your relationship like with the older guys? How do they treat you?
Sometimes it's quite funny when I win them, but it's not too bad. I think I've earned their respect, and I think I haven't done too bad.
I have to agree. And your racing career, how did that get started?
My racing career basically started at the age of 4 when my dad bought me my first Cadet 50cc go-kart. And at the age of 5, I started to compete in the regional championship in Gauteng. And from there on, I went into the mini rock category. And now I'm racing Legends with Big Boss Auto.
And how different are you finding the racing from karts coming into Legends?
The biggest thing must be the tracks and the speed. I had to adapt the new tracks and the new speed, and especially the gears in the new classes. But it's quite fun, and I really enjoy it. And I'm looking forward to the season.
Awesome. We look forward to watching you.
Thank you.
JB, you're one of the busiest guys on race day. 2 championships, 2 different cars, the Nissan and the BMW. Tell us honestly, which car do you prefer driving and why?
Well, at this stage, I think I prefer the BMW. For me, it's a better challenge. There's a lot more people on the track. It keeps you very busy. And when you lost, they put you right in front and you have to stay in front, and there's no time to look around and just push quite hard. And maybe that's why I have all this drifting coming up and whatever, you know, because I'm just pushing myself to the limits.
Sure. But drifting is your background, am I right?
Yeah, I've had a BMW 325 IS, and I used to play around on the streets and whatever with that, and did a lot of side drifting and whatever. But I prefer it on the racetrack. It's much safer and it's a lot more fun between 30 other people, you know. It's a lot more fun.
We've been watching you driving the BMW, and with every event you're progressing more and more. What do you think the reason is for that?
Well, I think besides just for the coming first place or winning a trophy or whatever, it is a challenge for me. It's a challenge for myself, and I'm trying with every event to better my times on same tracks or different tracks. It doesn't matter. So yeah, it's for myself. I have to improve, and well, it is a championship, so you try to get first.
After the break, we hear more from Amtech about their company and their products and their involvement in local motorsport.
It's the only motorsport activity in the whole of the Vaal Triangle, and obviously we're trying to uplift the whole area. That's basically, and because of my involvement in the lubricants, it's a natural development to be involved with motorsport as such. The brand has been established about 30 years ago, and we concentrate on normal lubricants as well as high performance synthetic type of lubricants. We manufacture a wide range, or I would say the complete range of lubricants, as well as certain specialized products on demand.
Coming up next, the Big Boss Auto Super Saloons.
Now time for the big bangers, the Big Boss Auto Super Saloons in the house. And some very powerful cars about to go and do battle here at Midvaal Raceway. Unfortunately, some problems for Devon Robinson in the first heat. A small leak in the petrol tank has cost him, and he won't be on track for the first heat. They'll try and sort that out and get him back for race number 2. But as they head down into turn number 1, it's Cockram Jr. who leads things out. As they head down into 2, it's Jody Viana right on his tail. Draper and Jacobs fighting hard there for third place. And you can see the rest of the field just starting to get into the mix there. Little battles. Watch for the back end particularly. 3 cars very evenly matched, but these 2 also going to go at it all race long. Rion Draper now looking for a chance, but he's being forced hard here by Davy Fourie initially, as Fourie puts on the pressure right from the word go onto the back straight. Let's see who's got the power down that back straightaway. Great to see them open up the legs of these cars. We go on board here with JB Britt. A little bit further back here, he's had a busy day in the saddle. And Britt looking to make his way through the field. He goes past. Faurie's got a problem. Fourie slowing up there. So it looks like a little bit of extra power there coming out of JB. Has managed to get past and into the front end. Carl Stoltz also running well in that Mazda RX-8. And just getting ahead of the 28, Rion Draper. But expect some closer action now as Draper gets into where his car comes into its own. Slightly twistier and tricky bits of the circuit. On the straightaway, I think that little Mazda will probably have a slight advantage on power running the rotary engine, but all of those cars there also running rotary powered machines, and the space frames are very quick. Let's see if they're able to use that power. Fourie is back again. JB Britt once again into the mix. We go on board with him and just uses the additional power. Look at that, absolutely blasting down there. He's had a busy day in the saddle, not only fighting in this Nissan but also fighting in the BMW Bridgestone Racing Series. This time out though, he's got a couple of little cars that are giving him a big run for his money there, and the 3 of them not too far off the front. Carl Stoltz, Eugene Goos back into the mix now. Oh, Britt's out of shape. Britt gets completely out of shape. He's pushed a little bit too hard, and Car's taking evasive action, heading the wrong way though. Don't head onto the dirty stuff, that's going to be costly. First of all on the tyres, and secondly now on your positions. Yellow flags waving frantically as JB Britt's car is now stuck on the outside. But no worries at all as Marius Jacobs just puts Fourie behind him. Just able to get onto the track in a slightly better position than Davy Fourie there. And look at all the dirty stuff that was scooped up by those cars as they went off track. Here comes a battle for third place. Rion Draper fighting hard, but Carl Stoltz trying to keep him at bay. Not going to be an easy thing to do. Draper just squeezes through. Hope that car doesn't go off track, because if it does, with a big flame out the side, it'll light up the entire Midvaal area. You won't have to worry about the cost cutting in terms of power there. The power is there, there's no doubt about it. Britt is back on track, so is Fourie. It looks like Fourie's car not firing like it was earlier on. Britt, though, getting past. Watch the additional power down the straight. We go on board with him. And in fact, as I say that, Britt's car not firing like it was earlier on. Slowing up dramatically. Continued action for second, third and fourth place. Marius Jacobs now fighting with Karel Stoltz. And I can tell you it's not going to be an easy thing, but if he gets onto the inside of turn 2, Stoltz won't have an answer. Jacobs squeezes him out and gets up into possibly third place overall. Let's fight at the back end as well, as we see that is young Joanne Cockram. Just allowing Jody Viana through. We're on board here with Amos. Have a look at how busy it is inside the cockpit here of the Hoosier car. Working hard, but no worries at all. No big V8s to contend with here today other than his own. So it's pretty much plain sailing for him as he'll come across to take the win in the GTAs. GTB going to JB Britt. It was GT2 to Marius Jacobs. Jody Viana takes the 3s. It's Karel Stoltz in the 4s and Rian Draper takes GT5.
Expected Devon to come out in the race, and I saw that grid 2 was open, and only afterwards I found out now that apparently something went wrong with his wiring and the car didn't want to start. So yeah, it was just basically just get over the line and just grab what you can.
Well, basically after quali we came in, we were busy refueling the car and we couldn't understand. We saw this like literally liquid on the floor, and check, and we found that the fuel tank had a hairline crack along the weld. We had to get the fuel tank out, and we went to Nina, and unfortunately his welder wasn't working properly, so we had to shoot all the way back to the shop, get it welded, come back, fit it again. So I'm happy with it.
On the end it was good. I think it was lap 3 we had an incident, but recovered well from that, so otherwise happy, nice day.
Here we go for heat number 2. Big Boss Auto Super Saloons and the Big Boss man is back in it. They've got that Corvette sorted out, and Devon Robertson will now go and fight with Amos Cockram Jr. So expect a V8 battle between those two big cars at the front end. And then Jody Viana will probably be on his own. There isn't really anybody that can run with him. But Marius Jacobs, JB Britt, Brendan Martins now back in the mix as well. And Rian Draper looking to spoil things for each other for the latter part of the top 5. Nice move here. Amos Cockram Jr. looking for a double victory, that's for sure. He'll definitely get the overall, with Dev not getting the first heat in the bag. But Devon Robertson definitely wants to show that he's got what it takes here and possibly go and beat his outright lap record this way around in the Liqui Moly Big Boss Corvette. The Hoosier car staying right with him, and I can tell you that Amos Cockram Jr. will be up for the fight. That Jaguar has got some great pace around here, and that Black Cat certainly knows some good lines and can potentially stay with Devon Robertson if he makes any mistakes on track. Not usually the case when it comes from Devon Robertson though. Very, very accomplished driver, particularly in this car. In the background you can see all about Jody Viana, but Marius Jacobs not too far off the back end of him. But have a look at how tight it is between these two big V8s. You can see Jody. Looks like Brendan Martins unfortunately losing by a little bit of ground here. And up the inside comes Jacobs. Just squeezes out the Indy Oil machine. Second of those RX-7s on track, and Brendan Martins unfortunately doesn't have an answer to Jacobs' space frame right now as he gets up into the front. Speaking of the front, back to the V8s, and manoeuvres being pulled here. Cockram Jr. and Devon Robertson going at it. Nice little fight between the two of them. Nice to see a bit of room being given there. Devon Robertson being squeezed out, and oh, big black Hoosier lines coming out of that Hoosier Jaguar as he came onto the back straightaway. It's about 280, 290 kilometers an hour this way around as they come onto the breakers and down into third gear as they come into this left-hander. They'll maintain third gear, possibly down to second or even into first sometimes, depending on the gear ratio that they run. But, oh, not the way you want to do things there. Joanne gets it completely out of shape right in front of our camera. Well, it's one way to get on TV there, Joanne. Let's have a look. Oh, having a look at the camera as well. It's nice stuff there from Amos. Amos Cockram Jr. just giving us a little bit of a how's it going there. All good, but that's what happens when you don't look at the road, Amos. Run a little bit wide and onto the dirty stuff. That's going to cost you. This battle continues. Stoltz and Fourie. Karel Stoltz, I can tell you that little RX-8 of his is probably one of the fastest RX-8s in the country. And now having to fend off the attack coming from Davy Fourie. Davy Fourie's car also has had a great outing, and I can tell you that little man is certainly one to watch out for in this category throughout the season. Little surprise package there, if he can get it all together. Brendan Fourie about to be caught. Our leader is Devin Robertson. He's left the Amos Cochran car slightly in his wake. The flag is out, and he takes the victory nonetheless in the second heat of the day, ahead of Amos Cochran Jr., and that'll be the top two in GTA. GT goes to JB Britt. GT2 goes to Marius Jacobs. Jody Viana takes the GT3s, Stoltz the GT4s, and it's Draper, Fourie and Cochran in GT5.
We had a tough day in the office. We managed to put it on second on the grid. Almost pimped us by thousandths of a second. We decided just to go out on old boots. We've had tremendous trouble with the car for some reason this season. I'm happy with the result. The car finished the second heat without a hiccup, but it's just to go forward from there. I'd personally like to just thank all my sponsors, Liquid Moly, Ferodo, Metal Used Spares. The car performed awesomely, thanks to my dad, Justin, and Big Boss Auto for everything that they've put into the series.
Yeah, no, definitely much better, way better. After start, he gained a little bit on me and he just went ahead, and I just tailed him the whole way. And the bottom of the back straight and lap 4, I just overshot it a little bit and I gave him that gap and battled to get the gap back a bit, but otherwise, more lekker.
Coming up next, highlights from the Yokohama modified production cars.
Action now from the Yokohama NPCs, SRAs and Silver Cup combined. Yes, that's the kind of action we like to see at a racetrack. But let's get onto the dirty stuff now, or should we say, the black stuff, and catch up with Jeff Langeveld, one of our top contenders in the Honda.
Yes, yeah. So far we've had quite a good season. We had a good specific race at Pekisa, where we ended up taking first overall, and we had Midvaal today, and a couple of hiccups at Midvaal in terms of the car splattering, and but we'll get it sorted out, and we're starting off first in Class A.
And it's going to be a tough battle here. I can tell you, Golf versus Honda is what this has been for the last 3 seasons. There's some very quick little Hondas out there and some exceptionally quick little Golfs that are all going to be playing at the front end. For Nierkirk will be looking to close down on those Hondas and get through as quickly as possible. But Keegan Pottas looks like he's left the rest of the field at bay. And no one seems to have an answer to his pace as they get down into the very first part of this racing. George Economides trying to run with him. And oh, that's not good. The Tyco car pulling to the sideline. Brendan Hall already out of it. Not the way he wanted to start this day's racing, that is for sure. Paul van Niekerk now comes up alongside. Dirk Lawrence is in trouble. So is Langeveld as they come up. Yes, Jeff Langeveld outgunned there by the Turbo Tricks Golf. What a great bit of driving there from Paul van Niekerk, squeezing them both out down into the bottom end of the main straight. Oh, looks a little bit of comeback here from both of those JDM tuning Hondas. And it looks like Lawrence looking for a way through. Yes, Langeveld goes first, but Lawrence can go as well. If van Niekerk opens up the door here into turn 1. Watch for the late braking from the Honda. There it goes. The Ballard just squeezing through, following that CRX and retaking second and third place. At the front end, Economides hanging on for now, but a little bit further back there, nice to see Shane Kroon, also in the EV Dynamics car, having a good run and looking for a top 5 just behind his stablemate there, also in a Golf, Paul van Niekerk. Van Niekerk's lost a little bit of ground here, the two of them, and the two JDM boys going at it, hammer and tongs. No team orders there between the two of them. That's why Lawrence is looking on the inside and gets through on Langeveld. Dirk Lawrence just squeezing his teammates out and forcing him. Oh, what a move there. Van Niekerk pushing too hard and running wide off the circuit. And in the closing stages, you don't want to be doing that. Paul van Niekerk looks like a little bit of issue here for Giles Darroch. Kroon coming up on the back end of him, and Darroch, yes, not a problem. He's pulling to the sideline. It's slowing up. Not what Giles Darroch wanted, that is for sure. Couple of laps to go now. Keegan Pottas still leads things out, but the battle continues between the two JDM boys. And on the inside, Langeveld returns the favour on his teammate. Dirk Lawrence going to come back at him into turn 2. Oh, that's great stuff. 1 for 1. You can have turn 1, I'll let you have turn 2. I wonder if Dirk's going to let him have turn 3. No, he's not. Oh man, just shoves the door and says, no way, you're not coming through here. Shutting the door big time there on his teammate. Lawrence looking for this third place overall, trying to keep Jeff Langeveld out. Langeveld has had a great season so far, so has Lawrence, but the two of them, it's so good to see the two of them fighting so hard, and no team orders in that particular bit. A good run here from, I was going to say from the Honda, but the 120 Polo is completely out of shape there. Brian Peck catches it, gets going again, but caught out by front-wheel drive there. Should have maybe gone down one gear and buried it and kept it running through that turn. Keegan Pottis, though, is the man to beat. He is 9.5 seconds up the road from anybody else, and even the mighty George Economides hasn't got an answer yet today in his Martini Racing Golf 1. He goes through for second. Here's the third place battle, heading to the line, and Dirk Lawrence is going to beat his teammate Jeff Langeveld to the line for 3 and 4. Great running from all of our competitors here in the NPCs. Pottis wins, Economides second, and Finikirk in third. Lawrence wins Class A ahead of Langeveld, B's goes to McKay, and C to Kroon.
It's the first time out with the turbo motor, so we're expecting some issues. We broke a CV joint this morning, or actually a wheel bearing, and the first lap on the first bump, the CV joint basically exploded and punctured the oil filter. So I made a huge mess for my teammates behind me, but this is part of the conversion to turbo power, I guess. We'll be there for the next race and hope for the best.
It was awesome. Jeff stuck his nose in everywhere. We went through most of the corners side by side. How we didn't touch each other, I still don't know, but it was awesome. Good team race.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next race coming up now, and yeah, we're gonna see how we run. Maybe run a little bit closer next time.
Yeah, but you stop bullying the old people.
Managed to run with the front 2-3 Hondas in the first few laps. Unfortunately, one of the Hondas busted the CV joint into turn 3. A lot of oil and grease on the track, lost a bit of traction. Didn't manage to come back in the race, but overall it was a lovely race there. Really enjoyed it. I want to say thanks to EV Dynamics and to my wife and to everybody that allows us to race. It's awesome.
It was a bit hectic in the beginning. We had a bit of an oil spill, slipped and slid everywhere. Managed to get through. My fellow competitor Joel's teammate, he made it past me, and then he had problems with his car. Got past him again, and then took a victory.
Straight into race 2 action now. Is it going to be more of the same? Economides would definitely like to return the favour on the Honda boys, but he's outgunned by Pottis into turn 1, and Keegan Pottis will now look to do exactly what he did in race number 1, get away from the rest of the field, and look at that, he's already pulled 2 or 3 car lengths coming into turn 2. Big triple left-hander, and it's nice to see that big horseshoe-shaped bend, and it's definitely working out for Keegan Pottis' Honda. Have we got a full field back in contention? Yes, we have. I think the only man who didn't quite make it out there was Blicknot Jr. and Ishmael Peck. But there is still some action to be sorted out. And the gear down car there looking to make up ground after that big spin. Brian Peck looking to go up and fight it out with the EV Dynamic Golf. Kroon is the one he's looking for. Daniel Luves as well in there too, as they come flying through into the bottom end of the circuit now. Usually the top end, but running the other way around. It's so nice to see that Midvaal has been given this option to run both ways. Brendan Hall with a much better start this time in the Tyco machine. And it looks like he's looking to stay with Economides. And Economides has not let Pottis get away. Keegan Pottis has got a little bit more of a difficult run here than he had in the first heat. But I think he'll probably get his head down very soon and try and get away as the battle continues between Honda and Golf 1. And it looks like that little CRX is definitely looking for a chance to get through on Economides. Speaking of Golf 1s, nice fight here between Shane Kroon as he closes onto the back end of Don McKay. And just squeezes him out, forcing him onto the inside. Can he keep the line? No, he can't. He has to tuck in behind Kroon. So definitely, probably not any team orders in the EV Dynamics squad either, other than taking each other out. That'll probably be the only one they have to worry about. Brian Peck now in the Polo, starting to close in as the 2 Golfs fight it out for honours into the top 10. Into turn 2. And definitely a manoeuvre being pulled there by Brian Peck as he closes down on the second of those EV Dynamic Golfs. JDM tuning at it again. Yes, indeed. Lawrence on the inside of Langeveld. I wonder if they're going to return the favour. Will Dirk Lawrence give Langeveld an opportunity? Highly unlikely. Keegan Pottis has pulled a small margin, and the only reason he has is because Brendan Hall is hassling the back end of George Economides. Economides, well, he's not an easy man to pass, and Brendan Hall has tried left, right, and centre. He tries down the inside of turn 1, locks up the brakes. He's not close enough. And the Tyco Azonic machine, unfortunately, not able to find a way through there on that Martini Racing and Wealth Avenue Golf. And problem. Oh no, what a pity. Brendan Hall off the track again. That's 2 in a row. That's not going to help his championship out, that is for sure. Charles Darroch, well, he's back on track, but still not firing like he usually does. and that's Pottis going through on him relatively easily and making his way through now on some of the back markers. And I hate to say, Giles Darroch as a back marker, that's not normally where we see him fighting hard. A couple of corners to go now for Pottis, and he's got this all in the bag. He's pulled, it's only a couple of seconds, it's not quite the same vantage he had over George Economides in race number 1, but he'll take the win nonetheless and beat out Economides to the line ahead of Paul van Niekerk in Class T. Class A, it's Lawrence Langeveld and Brian Peck, and Class C, Shane Kroon and Giles Darroch.
Yeah, I think it was a good race. Broke the motor on the last lap. It sounds as though it's bearings. Jeff's also got a mechanical problem, but I think it was a good day for the team. Close, decent racing. I think our sponsors got their worth.
It was a good race. I wish it was a little bit closer, second race, as opposed to the first race, which was awesome. But yeah, we'll fix the 2 cars and we'll be back for the next one.
Coming up next, the highlights of the NX Legends Championship.
Let's have a look at the NX Legends now at Midvaal. Nice field of 16 cars coming to play, and the battles are going to be in the front end between our top contenders. But let's catch up with one of our young lions, Alton Bow.
Yeah, our season has gone according to plan. We're lying third in the championship, going into round 5, and we're keeping strong. We had a bit of bad luck, and in Pakisa with the rain and the weather coming against us. But we're looking forward to the race coming today, and we're going to try our best.
Coming out of karting, it's not an easy step up to make into any motorsport, but that young man is certainly becoming a big contender in the NX Legends Championship for the Big Boss Auto team. As they head down into turn 1 now, trying to sort things out, and oh, we already got a spinner. Can you believe it? In fact, 2 cars being taken out. Big spin coming up. Let's have a look at it from onboard point of Steve Nell, and Nell actually being taken out as he got clapped by the car on the exit point. Steve Levine, the Ferrari car, spinning out in turn 1, and it's cost him and Steve Nell a chance of running at the front end. The rest of the field are carrying on and starting to make their way through there. Stompie Stadler slowly but surely getting through into the mid-pack. You can see things now starting to heat up there in that mid-pack. Villiers Rasmus in the 12th car runs wide. Stompie follows him. The 2 of them just going ever so slightly wide. Remember, it's slightly different lines you've got to take through here, and to try and get them to perfection is not easy. Sean Nell under attack. Oh, good move there. Richard Upton just squeezing him out. Upton and Nell now going to go for the lead and go for the win. Charles Roux just behind them. The 2 of them still fighting hard. It's not done yet. There's still some action expected here between these top contenders. Further back in the field. Oh, what a move. 1-1-2. Having some fun. Jordan Larson. And not normally where we find Larson. I think Larson was caught out by that first lap incident, and he's now having to make his way through the field. It's a long way up the road to the leaders, but he's still got some time to play there, fighting with Alton Bow in the Big Boss car. Stompie Stadler's made up some ground, so is Billy. And now both onto the back end, and oh, sideways stuff coming out of that man, Jordan Larson, as he tries to put the hammer down early on. Can't do that while the wheels are on the dirt, because that's exactly what will happen. The car will get completely out of shape. Nice fight here in the mid-pack as well. 31 is all about Richard van Heerden, and van Heerden now being caught and possibly going to be passed here by Jordan Larson as Larson starts to make his way to the front end. We're on board with Charles Roux. There's Larson squeezing through. He just loses out, but can he keep it all together now as they head through the very tricky left. It's a right-hander onto the main straight, and they come across the line, and Larson, one more position and making his way through the field rapidly. Good driving there from Jordan Larson, but he's had to make it all the way from the back end of the field, which is not an easy thing to do. The 23 car there just hanging on, waiting for something to go wrong. Charles Roux not in a bad position to be in right now, because remember, if something does go wrong, there's a very good possibility he'll still finish up in the top 3. And as I say that, oh, we got Alton Bow completely out of shape, heading into the infield. Not the way you wanted to finish up. Upton definitely in the right place. With Sean Nell behind him and Villiers Rasmus taking the 3rd place in Class P. The Masters going to Roux, Repsold and Van Heerden. Alton Bow still got the Young Lions, and Marius Duplessis takes the SP category.
Started 4th, we went for 2 laps, toe and toe. Richard went off, I think it was turn 5, and me and Charles had the dice, and then I think it was turn 3. I could overtake him and keep position, but Richard, he gained, and then it was just keeping your head.
Yeah, no, everything was great. I didn't get the result I wanted. I was looking for 1st, ended up getting 3rd. Charles managed to pip me there on the last corner, but it was great until then.
Let's see what happens now in race number 2. It's round 5 of the Inland Championships here at Midvaal, the other way around. And we've already seen big action in race number 1 with the NX Legends. Will they all get through turn 1 this time? Pretty smoothly. But there's still a long way to go in this race, so heads up, there's plenty of action coming. And especially when you see the likes of Willie Erasmus already around the outside of 2 cars going into turn number 3. They flick through 3 into 4, now heading up to turn 5, which will take them onto the back straight. It's a big double left-hander. In fact, it'll probably be a triple left-hander going this way around. But you can see, not easy to find a way through there, and already some problems there for Upton. Upton is the man who took the first win, and he's looking for another one. Can he be able to get through this field? It's not going to be easy. Not with Larson starting to reap the benefits of being at the front end. Sean Nell right on his tail as Larson runs wide. Larson running wide, but he manages to keep it all together. I have no idea how. Sean Nell, oh, he's been tapped by someone and has gone spinning out. That's not, oh, there you go. It was a 23 car there, and unfortunately the two of them coming together. So Charles Roux and Sean Nell having a little incident, which will have to be sorted out, I'm sure, after this. Larson hangs on for this stage. In second place is the 5.9 of Shell Nell. Then it's 1.46. Stompy Stadler looking to close down on his arch rival here, Jordan Larson. And he still hasn't found a way through on Nell. Look at, oh, Upton on the move. Upton certainly looking like he might be the most dangerous man here today. He's got the pace for this circuit. We're already seeing a victory coming out of him. Can he make up the last 3 cars to get to the front of the field? Shell Nell and Stompy go at it like they're going right now. It'll be wise for Upton just to stay out of it until they sort things out between the two of them. Behind him, though, he's got a hard charging machine. In fact, 2 of them. We're on board with 1. This is Alton Bowe. Alton Bowe all over the back and trying to run with Upton as he makes his way through rapidly. Look at this. 3x3 down the back straight. It's nearly 4x4. Upton getting into the slipstream. Look at that. You can see Bowe just being pulled in there. And no answer whatsoever coming out of Stompy Stadler. 2 cars definitely moved through the air quicker than 1. And that was the slipstream effect into perfection there. Right, so as they come over the line to start another lap, Alton Bowe fighting with his big boss teammate. And Willie Erasmus and the two of them going to try and work together, I'm sure, to close down on Stompy Stadler just up the road. And that's exactly what they've done. Using the slipstream effect, Willie Erasmus pulls out in the last part, gets through, and heads into the twisties. But he's sideways, and he's off, and he's heading towards the motocross track. Not the way you want to go through there. Well held. Fortunately, they've got semi-slicks on these cars, so it's got a little bit of grip when it goes onto the dirt. But if you go on that far, it's not going to catch. Erasmus with a big mistake. There's the 360 just to finish it off. A little pirouette. Jordan Larson will cross the line, but it's not going to be his victory. Richard Upton is going to take the win ahead of Andrew Stadler and Shell Nell. It's Gerard Roux beating out Charles Roux and Ian Upton. Bowe takes the Young Lions and Duplessis and SP.
We went into turn 5. Ian Upton went wide. He got into Charles Roux, and then they both got into me. So yeah, we're gonna check on the car now, see what's going on, if we can go for the next one. The car's loose, so just have to check in and see from there.
Into the final race of the day now for NX Legends. And 7x7 they go into turn number 1. Not what you want to be doing, but you know what? Eventually they'll come out on the other side and hopefully all on the black stuff. There's a little bit of dust kicked up there by Willie Erasmus. Little aerial material now from our drone as they come through the twisties into the back straight. Larson leads out. He's going to try and hang on to this win and hopefully take an official win here today, but he's going to be pushed hard. There are 9 or 10 competitors in this class that can all take race wins. One of them is too far back for my liking if he wants to try and take the overall for the day, and that is Upton. Upton with lots of work to do now. Larson ahead of Nell and Nell. They are side by side. It's Willie Erasmus closing in onto the back end there, and the Ziegler machine is under massive pressure. I can tell you something, it's not going to be easy for Sean Moore to keep out Willie Erasmus. And there you can see they're still going at it. Erasmus on the dirt. Oh, he's had a lot of time on the dirt today, has Willie Erasmus. Not the kind of driving you normally see out of him. Very erratic driving coming out of Willie Erasmus. However, with a mistake like that, oh, wow, big spin right in the middle of the pack there, and nowhere to go there for Gerard Roux. He's out, unfortunately, but the battle continues. It's Nell, right on their tail comes Bowe. Alton Bowe trying to squeeze through, and just forces Steve onto the outside. Oh man, this is just top quality racing as always, coming out of our NX Legends. The 23 car there of Charles Roux now into the mix as well. So you've got Roux, the 2 Nells, Willie Erasmus and Alton Bowe fighting for second. Up the road is Jordan Larson, he's just pulling away. He doesn't have to worry about the fight. The little fight is actually slowing these 5 cars down. That is a great shot as we see Duplessis running off the circuit completely all on his own. Does he come back on? Yes, he does. But another little 360 pirouette and bang! Straight into the line of not one but two cars. Marius Duplessis just managed to keep it back on. As he gets back on, he tries to get on the loud pedal and there's just nowhere to go. There's 1, 2, and nearly 3 into the side of him. Oh, that is such a big pity there. Ian Upton was one of the cars involved. And it looks like the Ferrado car there as well, just to the sideline. And that is Steve Levine, yet again involved in some action. Willie Erasmus now up into third place. He's just got ahead of his teammate, and it might be just in time. Alton Bo's going to try and come back at him and make it 11-12, not 12-11 across the line. There you can see the 146 pulling to the sideline as well. Stompy is out of it. No worries for Jordan Larson though. 10.5 seconds up the road and beats out the rest of the field. Willie Erasmus in second, Charles Nell in third. Charles Roux takes the Masters ahead of Van Heerden and Roux, Alton Bo, our young line.
Race 3 went quite to plan. We started at the back and made our way to the front. Second overall for the race. I'm very happy with that. I would just like to thank Big Boss Auto, Uncle Wayne, Devon and all of those who has made this possible. And let's see at the next round.
Up next, highlights from the Bridgestone BMW Club Racing Series.
Bridgestone BMW Club Racing Series at Midvaal. The opposite way round and expecting lots of action between these guys as they fight it out for this season. Let's catch up with Julian Familiaris, number 1 from last year.
Pekisa was a good event for us. We got 2 seconds for the day, giving us a first overall. So it pushed us 7 points in the lead in the Class A Championship. The other few races have also gone as planned. You're getting a third overall, just keeping it consistent. And we hope today goes as planned.
The season has been going so beautifully. Car has been running perfectly. I want to also say thanks to my sponsors, my team, TuneTech, Combined Racing, J&K Customs, CPW. Everything's been going awesome like this year.
Cars making their way out onto the track now for race number 1 action. And expect some big things at the front end, particularly between the two big friends there, Familiaris and Guattieri, as they head down into turn 1. This is normally the last turn of the circuit. And as you can see, a couple of cars being caught out there. Oh, the ELB machine of JB Brett goes left, he goes right, he goes 360 degrees and didn't start the race the way he wanted to, that's for sure. It's on the sideline. Hope to get back on track as soon as possible. Through the field, keep an eye out on the battle starting to rage. Oh, it's so nice to see such a big field of cars here. And these Bridgestone BMWs are giving everything that was expected here this weekend. Down onto the back straight, Rion Vust starting to make up ground now in the Viking BMW, and he currently sits in about 5th or 6th place there right now. Front end battle heating up. Familiaris on the outside, Guattieri on the inside as they get onto the back straight, and they're now side by side, these two cars. In terms of power output, not much in it between the two of them. It's driver skill that's going to come in there, and Guattieri just squeezing out Familiaris. Just a great move to come through a very tricky corner. Normally setting yourself up as you come the other way around, and now getting it all sorted out. Jimmy T fighting hard at the back end now and looking for a way through, but you can see JB Brett making up lost ground after he went off in turn 1. Big move around the outside there. That's Rick Loureiro just getting forced to the inside. Loureiro trying to come back at Rion Vust in the big M3 from Viking. And he just can't squeeze him out, but Loureiro not going to give him any more room to play. He stays right on the tailpiece there and going to follow him all the way through to the checkered flag. Oh, Philip Smith coming under pressure now from Dawson and from Willie Erasmus. The Speed and Sound, Liqui Moly and Big Boss Auto BMW starting to make his way through the field rapidly. So is JB Brett. Let's go on board with him as we go down the back straight. Brett comes alongside, gets past Dawson, now comes up on the inside. Can he get through on Smith? Yes, he can. Oh, JB Brett, can you imagine if he'd stayed in it? He'd be so much further up the road than what he is right now, but he's had a great run and starting to come back into contention. Possibly going to be finishing in the top 10. As they come flying through here. Great to see the action here amongst the BMWs. And none of these guys are going to hold anything back. Oh, the battle continuing. You can see Loureiro, Rick Loureiro wants by, but the big Viking M3 has got the ponies on the very long straight here. As they go onto it right now, let's see if it's able to do anything about it. I can tell you something, Rick Loureiro in that little 325 IS is going to give him a great run. Oh man, the shadow line is there and he's making a shadow of that M5. He just squeezes him out into the last part. Can he keep it all together now? A Mayfair gearbox car being caught and possibly going to be Mike Krobler or Shane Krobler at the wheel of that one. But The battle continuing here. Billy Erasmus hasn't found a way through on Dawson. And you can see him fighting hard here as they come through. Oh, around the outside of Grobler. There goes Smith. Dawson on board with him at this stage. And it's so tight between the two of them. Front end, back at the lead. Is it going to be? Yes, it is. Gautieri for the checkered flag. Can you believe that? Beating out Familiaris. Stefano Martinelli comes through for third place. Fourth place now up for grabs. Rion Vust has gone through already. He's taken that one. And let's see who's going to win this out. JB Breert has just beaten Philip Smith to the line. And Villy Erasmus can't get ahead of Dawson. BMW's in the house here and the Bridgestone Club Racing Series doing a phenomenal job. Gautieri, Familiaris and Martinelli top 3 in A. Loreo takes B and Dawson takes C.
We're very pleased with the outcome. You know, we've been waiting for this for 6 years to have a battle, and him coming from Class C to A just proved to be even better than we expected. And I'd just like to say a big well done to him and to Team Speed, to Tower Crane Services for all the support.
I had to work really hard with that one. I knew I had one opportunity to take it. I took it. Luckily, it paid off. But yeah, very well done to Julian. It was a bit close at times, but that's racing, so it was very good. Just want to thank all my sponsors, Yokohama, Speed, FNR Auto Electrical, and yeah, thanks for the good race.
No, it was fantastic. We had a good start, and we qualified well, so trying to keep up with everybody, but the track is fairly slippery, and 5-6 laps the tyres started going off a bit, so battle to keep it straight. But no, it was a good race. It was a nice battle with Rick, and it's always fun.
It was a good race. I came second overall in B. Had a good dice with Rian Vust. He had second place for majority of the race, and I think it was probably the 8th lap. I took him on the inside down the straight, and it was good fun. A lot of sideways action. It's all about the fun. That's what counts.
Yes, I'm very happy. I was able to warm up the tires very nicely, and I was able to pass all the guys in Class C in the first 2 laps. Led for the whole race up to the last corner of the race, and my clutch just gave up. I think I came second in the first race.
Let's see what's going to happen now in race number 2 as they head down towards turn 1. The Bridgestone BMW Club Racing Series. And there are 18 cars, and every single one of them has a shot of winning out overall. If something goes wrong at the front end or in the mid-pack, like it's happening right now, wow, action already. Martinelli coming together there with Familiaris, opens up the door, and let's have a look at that. Julian Familiaris just running wide out of turn 2. He clops the outside car, and yeah, Martinelli had to get out of that one very quickly. Let's see Vust going to be fighting once again there, this time with somebody slightly different. The 72 of Paulo Loreo coming up the inside, so Rick and Paulo now going to go side by side to try and take on the mighty Viking BMW M3 there of Rion Vust. And just ahead of them, much better start this time. As I mentioned, Rion Vust will now have to fight out with JB Breert. Breert getting up the inside, and looks like Familiaris has got a problem. He's got a battle scar, and it's put him on the sideline. We're on board with Vust here, applying the pressure. JB Breert's, he can't soak it up, he's out of shape. Can you believe that? Oh, sorry about that one, JB. I said you had a great start, but didn't have a great end to the second part of this race. Now Vust running wide. It looks like these guys are pushing the tyres to the limits. Can you believe the action here? And Martinelli squeezes through. So Martinelli making his way up now, looking for a chance to close in. Oh, we are in for a great finish to this race if this is the kind of action we're seeing already in the... Oh no! As I say that, Martinelli slows up. Martinelli's got a problem. He pulls to the sideline. And looks like a bit of damage there. It looks like he's actually lost the front door. Not the way you want to be ending a race, that is for sure. Look at Krobler versus Villy Erasmus. The two of them are side by side as they come onto the back straight. Now it's just what they've got in terms of power underneath the bonnets of those cars. We know the Big Boss car is very good. And no, he can't squeeze through there. That is Gobi and Marks fighting hard. Krobler in there as well. And wow, just anybody on. Oh, Krobler's got a problem. Look at that. Evasive driving from Villy Erasmus, just missing the Krobler BMW as it slowed up into that section. So Marks leads out, Krobler in second. Here comes Gobi. Around his outside comes Villy Erasmus. 2 by 2 they go around the big left-hander. That's normally the right-hander at the end of the straight. It's the start of the straight now. And now everything she's got. Bury those throttles to the floorboard, gentlemen, and that's exactly what all 5 of these cars are doing. Remember, this is the fight for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th place. 5 cars and 5 positions, all fighting for those single digits, the all-important single digits on a racetrack. Krobler eventually squeezing out, but Villy keeps him honest. He runs slightly wide. He knows there's a little bit of extra playground on the outside, And look at how they're using that playground as well. Going onto the left-hand side of the circuit, using the little bit extra tar that's been placed there for the exit point of the corner going the other way around, and now they're using it to tap in and get better lines into turn 1. That's a better line, a much better line there from Billy. He squeezes out Marks, and there's no answer coming out of that car. Billy putting the hammer down now, getting away from Krobler. Dawson into the mix now. Marks on the outside in the Butler machine. Can he keep it all together? Yes, he can. Runs a little bit wide. Might just be a bit of a vantage point there, an advantage, I should say. Look at this aerial material into the final turn, and it's Dawson on the inside. Can he squeeze out the Butler Motorsport machine? Looks like he's been able to. Yes, he has. He climbs onto the back end now of Krobler. Krobler's got a problem. Here comes Dawson. Dawson on the inside. Good move there. Forces Krobler wide. Bit of a block pass there, but Tyron Dawson now leads things out in this battle and heads down the back straight. No worries at all at the front end. Lorenzo Gottieri with another fantastic victory, and unfortunately his closest rival out early on. Julian Familiara still getting second place though. Leroux wins out B, C's goes to Meyer, and Jimmy T takes the Class Ds.
Things went very, very well. I mean, the whole season the car's been performing. I haven't had any issues, and yeah, just very over the moon. Eh?
Look, it was a fantastic race. It was reverse grid. Started in the same position as I did the first race. This time I managed to keep Rick behind me and finish second for the second race. So yeah, it was a successful day. Tyres went off after the 5th lap, so it was sideways, but it was fun.
That's a wrap of the show. And please, we would like your feedback, so leave your comments on Facebook, Twitter, and our YouTube channel. Our next round heads to Swartkorps on the 29th of July for more real people, real racing.
You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could. Yeah, and times are changing everywhere. Do we dream and do we dare? It's up to you, the door is open wide. Feel the rhythm of today, learn the part and join the play. The world is here, let's take it for a ride. You could be